with We Mean Business on NDTV Profit, but today it's the government that has said that it really means business when it comes to bringing the economy back on track. The big breaking news at this hour is that yes, diesel prices have been hiked and by a sharp, steep 5 rupees per litre. That's the big breaking news for you at this hour. There's been no change in the price of petrol or kerosene, but there's been a path-breaking change with regard to how LPG cylinders are really going to be priced, which is that you and I will only be allowed 6 subsidized LPG cylinders per year. Beyond that, you have to pay the market price. So that's the big breaking news at this hour. We'll keep bringing you all the reactions from everyone who matters in the industry and our reporters. Let me introduce our reporters on the show today. We've got Rajkumar Sahu, a petroleum correspondent, Sapna Das, who will tell us the finance angle, and Arijit to talk about the political fallout. And of course, we've got Dr. Kirit Parikh, who was heading that very, very crucial committee on fuel pricing that had recommended market-linked prices. He is also with us on the show. But let me first go across and get a reaction from India's largest fuel retailer. We've got Mr. P.K. Goyal from Indian Oil joining us on the phone line. Sir, a quick reaction from you. A big relief. The move has finally meant huge savings coming for the oil companies, especially with that decision for reducing excise duty on petrol. But overall, how does this improve the picture for the oil marketing companies?
No, it will definitely improve the cash flows for the companies and the losses for the company, but still the losses on diesel is more than 1 lakh crores for the, means whatever the losses which we have and the remaining period of the year. So the total under recovery on diesel will be for the year will be around.
So sorry to interrupt, but I'd like you to give the good news first. Let's talk about the savings and then we'll come to the losses, because today is really your day, sir.
No, we are happy with this government decision. Definitely this will reduce the under recovery and it will improve the cash flows.
All right, sir, how grave was the situation? Because we've already seen a huge political fallout ever since the news broke. We've got a key allies actually are already demanding a rollback. Explain to our viewers why it was so critical for the government to go ahead and bite the bullet on diesel. What would have it meant for oil companies had this decision not been taken?
No, this oil company's borrowing increased more than 1,50,000 crores, and this will definitely help the oil company to reduce the borrowing and cash flows for the company to buy the crude from the international market, because the situation has come that we were not having the money to buy crude also in next 1 to 2 months.
So what you're saying is, had this decision not been taken?
IOC borrowing as on today is 90,000 crores, and our total limit is
90,000 crores.
Yeah.
Is the borrowing that you're talking about, and you're saying that we would not have money, the oil companies would not have had money to actually buy fuel had this harsh decision not been taken?
Yeah, if the same thing continues, so this will definitely help the cash flows for the company.
All right, Mr. Goyal, we're going to leave it at that. Many congratulations to you. It's coming as a big relief. We hope it does show up in the stock prices of the oil marketing companies also tomorrow. But for now, a relief for top oil marketing companies and the leader there, Indian Oil, speaking to NDTV Profit on our show, We Mean Business. But let me try and get a reaction now from all our reporters as well as from Dr. Kirit Parikh. To you first, Arijit, because it is a tough political decision that we've seen that the government has taken. Is this an indication that the government is saying, you know what, we mean business and we want to bring the economy back on track? This is just the beginning. Expect more harsh decisions in the days to come.
Shweta, it's just not we mean business, but I think it's also the TINA factor. There is no alternative now before the government. They are in such a mess. If you look at it, the fiscal condition, if you look at the policy paralysis that is happening, you look at the IIP figures which are coming in, the growth figures which are coming in, the government has to send out a message. Of course, this had more to do with trying to save its own finances. The government had to move ahead on this, but it also, as I've been saying throughout the evening, is also very interestingly coming before two crucial decision-making meetings in a way. The cabinet, which will meet tomorrow, where crucial FDI decisions are going to be taken up. That is going to be a crucial meeting tomorrow, because apart from this oil price, then after the FDI and the big decision on Monday, when we have the Reserve Bank of India doing the trade policy review. Back to you.
All right, before I go to Sapna to try and understand the inflation impact and the decision of the Reserve Bank, will that get impacted by today's move? Let me go across to our petroleum correspondent, Rajkumar Sahu, who's been tracking that story very closely, and that CCPA meeting, the Cabinet Committee on Political Affairs, that actually took that decision. Raj, we could see this coming. Everyone had been talking about it. But a 5 rupee hike straight off in diesel prices, has it come even as a surprise to you?
It was a surprise for me, of course, Shweta. And remember that, offline we were also talking that what would be the hike of diesel prices few days back. We were speculating that it could be 4 rupees, 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 15 rupees. Nobody knew. But, this 5 rupees hike, what we are talking about, this also includes the excise duty. So the effective price hike in diesel right now is about 3 rupees and 50 paise, and 1 rupee 50 paise is around excise duty. So, this will give a relief to the oil companies, no doubt. It's a welcome move. But there are few, the management of the oil companies who don't want to be quoted, they are clearly saying that it's a welcome move, but it is not enough. They wanted more, that, at least a much better price hike, or at least some kind of compensation. The recovery for the oil companies are still going to be more than 1 lakh crore, and just on diesel we are saying. And as far as the total under recovery we are talking about, that will come down only by 20,000 crore after the steps taken by the government. That is the one price hike of 5 rupees on diesel, limiting the number of cylinder per family per year to 6, and this year the available subsidized cylinder per family is only going to be around 3 as far as the rest of the fiscal is concerned. So overall it's a welcome move, but the government could have done much more, because this was the only window that was left for the government to take some kind of tough decision. Why I'm saying this? Because after this decision, the government will go in election mode as far as the state elections are concerned, and next year it is going to be the election year, the eve of election year. So how big is the decision? Now the oil companies can only pray that the international prices of crude actually comes down, and then they get some kind of relief automatically, and some kind of relief from the finance ministry as far as the compensation is concerned. But yes, welcome move, but at the same time the government would have done much better.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.